Hello and welcome back to my channel, Testing Sobriety Mounjaro UK. My name is Claire and this is week 1 of my maintenance on Mounjaro. So last week I told you that I had reached my goal weight, that was it. I did not want to lose any more weight and that I was starting maintenance. So this is week 1 of maintenance. And I'm going to let you know how I got on and what my plans are going forward, because maintenance even needs more thought than the actual weight loss. I think it's a different beast. It's confusing as to know what to do, but we'll get there. So we'll start off with how the week has gone. So last week I said I would be counting calories because I need the information to know what my maintenance calories are, and I failed. I completely failed. I did start out on day 1, but I literally didn't complete day 1 and didn't bother after that. Yeah, I just failed and I couldn't be bothered. So I know calorie counting, I feel like I'm eating about the same as I was in weight loss mode at the moment. I do manage to eat more because by the end of the week, or longer than the week, because I've been taking my shot over a longer period of time. So my last injection was so I'm on day 8. So my last injection was Sunday. Today is Monday. So this is day 8. And last week I went 9 days between injections. And by the last sort of 2 or 3 days, I am able to eat a little bit more, but it doesn't really feel like I'm eating much more. So yeah, that's going to require some monitoring and probably do need to start counting, but I still don't think I'm going to bother. So there's no point me saying I'm going to try and count my calories this week, because I'm not. I think I will count calories as and when I need to. So if I see my weight go up or down, then I will have to start counting calories again. And it's not that big a deal, but at the moment, I just can't be asked. And that's the truth. So exercise wise, I could have done better. I did have the week off, so I had no work to worry about. And I've done 3 swims and a little bit at the gym. When I do the gym, it is just some arm exercises, move my arm around, some arm exercises and some legs. I just lift some weights on my legs, and that's about it. I don't do a load. And then I do a little bit at home. So I still do my strange horse thing, and occasionally I do try and use my pull-up bar. And I did notice I hadn't been doing it for a while, and then when I tried it, I had definitely lost strength. So I'm trying to make sure I jump up on the pull-up bar at least once a day and hold myself there as long as I can, or try and do a little bit of up and down. So I'm doing a little bit. I could definitely do better. But overall, I'm more than happy with the exercise this week. I had a question on last week's video from Lolot 2778, LOLOT 2778. They asked, how many jabs have I taken since I started and how much weight have I lost in total? So the answer to that is I have lost a total of 35 pounds. That equates to 2.5 stone, so 2.5 stone, or 15.87 kilograms. And that was across, I think it's going to work out to be about 7 months. All in all, it was 34 injections because I recorded them all on my Shotzi app. And all of those were 2.5 milligrams, except for 6. The last 6 pretty much were 3 milligrams. So that is all of that. I started at 168 pounds, which is about 12 stone. And now I am 9.5 stone, or 133 pounds. So talking of weight, my weight has slightly gone down this week from last week. So I've lost 0.8 of a pound. So I'm exactly 133 pounds. Last week I was 133.8. I thought it probably was going to go down because last week, throughout the week, my weight was pretty low because I had two different illnesses, sicknesses, whatever you want to call them. I wasn't well for a couple of reasons, and that affected my appetite. So I had a feeling it was going to go down last week, but I just managed to bring it back up. But I did think it was probably going to go a little bit down again, which it has done. I am perfectly happy with that. I think my weight range that I'm going to be happy with, I'm going to aim to keep it about here, about the 9.5 stone. If I go a couple of pounds up, that's okay. So 9.9. And if I go down to, let's say, 9.3, that would be a bit too low. So we're going to try and keep it between 9.3 and 9.9, I think. So I'm just going to keep on weighing. I'm going to do midweek weighs as well, just to keep an eye on things. And I will react as and when, if I see it creeping up, if I see it going down more than a pound or two, then I will react. So it may well be that I end up increasing how often I take the injection or the dose, or the opposite, decreasing it, because if I'm losing weight, then obviously I'll need to decrease the dose all the time between doses. So very, very much suck it and see, exercise, even more so than the actual weight loss was. Okay, this week, side effects. I still have the rash, which I always point to, but you can never actually see it on my neck. I don't think you can see it. But I have this red and dry, itchy bit here. That I think is Mounjaro related, but obviously I don't know for a fact. And then I had an incident that I don't know is Mounjaro related. I've had some suggestions, which I really appreciate. Someone said it could be gallstones, and someone else said that they get it on Mounjaro, so it could be Mounjaro related. But the thing is, sometimes when I eat a sort of fatty meal, like a heavier meal, I can get really sore stomach. And it happened to me this week with Taco Bell. I think it's a quesadilla, very cheesy, so quite high in fat. Some chips, not loads, it's quite a small portion of chips. And as soon as I left the restaurant, I started to get really nasty shooting pains in my stomach. Fortunately, this time around, it didn't last as long as the time before. The week before, I had about 2.5 days of pain. This time, the shooting pains didn't last very long at all. I just had a few little attacks on the way towards the car where I was like, ow. And it literally was so painful, it made me yell out loud. And then after that, I just felt sort of bloated and just a light pain in my stomach, but nothing too bad. And then that lasted sort of all evening, and then the next day it was pretty much gone. When I got up, once I've been up a couple of hours, I felt absolutely fine. So it didn't last too long, but I don't know what is the cause of it. Now, yesterday I had a pizza that was in the freezer. I had half of the pizza in the freezer, and I was absolutely fine. And I've just had the other half of that pizza as a kind of brunch today, and I'm absolutely fine. This pizza didn't have anywhere near as much cheese as that quesadilla did, so could be a fat thing. But it's a horrible thing because you don't know when it's going to happen. So it makes you sort of a bit scared of any kind of higher calorie food, really. So that's something I probably should go and get it checked out at the doctor's, or just wait and see if it happens again. So how am I feeling now in maintenance? It's a really weird thing. because you're so used to wanting to lose weight, it's very difficult to shift the mindset from that. And I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm really doing anything differently. I wanted to increase my exercise, and I think I have a little bit, but not enough. And I wanted to sort of try and gain some. I wanted to take advantage of eating more calories and gain some muscle, fill out a little bit, like in a good way, like with some muscle. And I don't really feel like I'm necessarily achieving that. I know we're only in week 1, but must do better. And I don't feel like I'm in maintenance mode. It's nice to have the odd extra here and there. So one thing did occur to me last night. I had my dinner in the evening, and what did I have? I just had some chicken. I had my dinner in the evening, and then I didn't have a lot, to be honest. I just had a chicken breast thing that's got some breadcrumbs on it. And I had a few hot wings. I did try and go to the gym yesterday. I tried to go swimming yesterday, and when I got there, it was closed. So I felt like I've now ventured out in the dark and the cold. I want it to be worthwhile. So there's a KFC right by the gym, of course. And just got hot wings, just 3 hot wings from KFC. So not a lot. So I ate those when I got in. And then I was still hungry because 3 hot wings is not a lot. They're only little. And so I just put this chicken thing in the air fryer. So that was dinner. But I was still a bit hungry after that. And about an hour or so later, I thought, I'm going to have a hot chocolate. And if I was in weight loss mode, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have had something that's got calories in later at night. So, it was about 9 p.m., something like that. But knowing that I'm in maintenance mode, that I'm not going to be gaining weight from one hot chocolate when I had quite a light dinner, not much, not a lot of carbs at least. So there are little things that I find that I'm doing, little extras that I'm occasionally having that I wouldn't have done in weight loss mode. But apart from that, it's not really that different. So yeah, it's almost an anticlimax a little bit. You reach your goal weight and there's no party for you. I suppose you could organise one for yourself, but there's no party for you. Not that I want one, but it's like you reach your goal weight. It's been this focus for so long, and then all of a sudden you've done it, and there's nothing. Yeah, it's an anticlimax. So very, very happy to be where I am and to be at my goal weight and to finally be in maintenance, because I've been fantasizing about maintenance and what that's going to look like. And so I'm pleased to be here, but it really isn't that different, because you need to be so aware of food and exercise all the time. It's not ingrained in me. It's not inbuilt. It's not natural. And so it does need to be, for me, a focus. And I think that it probably always will be. Hopefully I can sort of let go of the reins a little bit over time once I'm sort of more settled in my new body. One thing that I have been doing really for the last sort of quite a few weeks is buying a lot of clothes, and that's got to stop now. I have been on Vinted. I've got a lot of bargains, but there's no point. I've got a jumper fetish, and you can only wear one jumper at a time. This is a Vinted one, actually. It's an Italian brand, and it's got these bell sleeves, and it's 100% cashmere, absolutely beautiful. And I got it for about £20. So yeah, but I've got to stop now because you can only wear one jumper at a time. But I think that is a weight loss thing. And I'm really running out of trousers because I don't want to buy them online because there's much less chance that they'll fit. A jumper's going to fit unless it comes up smaller than you expect. But jumpers and tops generally not difficult to buy. But trousers can obviously be too long and too short, as well as you've got the waist and the bum, it might fit you on the waist, but really sag on the bum. It's too much to think about with trousers. So I do need to buy some because all of my old trousers have now all gone. There were some that were a bit tighter when I was at my bigger weight that I've been able to wear up until fairly recently, but even now they are all having to go. So I am down to just a few pairs of jeans that I can wear. So that's one thing I do want to go and do. But that was a tangent. But let me know if you've got a shopping problem since you've lost weight, because I think I do, and I need to get it in check because I've got goals, and it's not to have cupboards full of clothes. I've got financial goals, and I need to really get on track and stop buying shit that I'm never going to get around to wearing. Okay, right, let's talk about what I'm going to do for the week going ahead. I'm not tracking, I know I'm not going to, so I'm not tracking calories. I am considering microdosing. So this week I'm doing a slow cooked meal with Pete on Thursday, and I've got a food shop coming later today, and I've got this really nice piece of lamb. We're going to slow cook it, and I kind of really want to enjoy it because I'm going to be putting the effort in. Because one thing that has really gone downhill since I've been on Mounjaro is cooking and just generally shopping for food, cooking food, because I don't have the passion for it. It's kind of all gone a bit out the window, and which is okay if it's just me here, but I do feel a bit bad sometimes. Pete comes around and we end up eating a beige banquet together or something, and it's just it's all gone a bit downhill. So one thing I wanted from maintenance is to be able to have a bit more passion and interest in food again, do some cooking. So Thursday we're going to do this slow cooked lamb, and I really want to enjoy it. So I'm thinking that I might microdose because I don't want the full suppression. I'm due a jab, say today's day 8, so if I carried on as I've been carrying on, I would maybe jab tomorrow. But then if I jab 3 milligrams tomorrow, then that's Tuesday. Thursday, I'm still going to have quite high suppression. The other thing I'm thinking is the way that I'm doing it at the moment with the 3 milligrams is I'm still getting such high suppression for at least days 1 to 5 that am I kind of like losing weight still in days 1 to 5 and then slowly gaining it back in days sort of 5 to 8 or 9. And is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? I don't really know. Is it good to have periods when you're really under eating and then periods when you overeat? So let me know your thoughts if you have any on that. And if anyone knows if there's actually any science on that, it would be good to know. But I'm thinking of microdosing. So maybe take 2 milligrams and then just take that a bit more often than I've been taking the 3 milligrams. And just, seeing how it goes. So I might do that. I might take 2 milligrams later today. And then Thursday should hopefully have a decent appetite. And maybe take 2 milligrams weekly. I don't know, something like that. But that is it for this week. I think I've told you everything I need to tell you. I've done the weight, that's the main one. Yes, I have. A small loss, 0.8 pounds. Done it. Please let me know if you're in maintenance. How does it feel for you? Did it feel a bit of an anticlimax when you reached your target weight? I would love to know. Anywho, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in next week's video.